Lachlan Murdoch, eldest son of Rupert Murdoch, has always been a man of contrasts. Corporate heir by day, rock climber by passion. He's a figure who seems equally at home in the boardroom as he is scaling cliffs, embodying both the weight of legacy and the thrill of independence. This duality has shaped not only his public image, but also his approach to leadership and risk. Groomed from childhood for leadership, his journey to the top of the Murdoch empire was anything but straightforward. From an early age, Lachlan was immersed in the world of media and power, shadowing his father and learning the intricacies of the business. Yet the path was filled with challenges, doubts, and moments where his future seemed uncertain. For years, the world speculated who would inherit Rupert's media throne: Lachlan, his liberal brother James, or his savvy sister Elisabeth. The Murdoch siblings each brought their own vision and ambition, fueling a rivalry that played out both privately and in the public eye. The question of succession became a global fascination, with analysts and insiders debating who was best suited to lead. At one point, Lachlan left the family business to forge his own path in Australia, determined to prove himself outside his father's shadow. He launched independent ventures, faced setbacks, and built his own reputation. But the pull of the empire, and his father's unwavering faith in him, eventually brought him back to the centre of power. Today, September 9th, 2025, Lachlan stands as the undisputed leader of News Corp and Fox Corporation. After years of speculation and internal competition, he has emerged as the face of the Murdoch legacy, steering the companies through a rapidly changing media landscape. He is no longer the heir apparent, he is the king. The transition is complete, and the weight of responsibility now rests squarely on his shoulders. His rise ends a decades-long family power struggle and ushers in a new era for the Murdoch dynasty. The family's internal battles have given way to a new chapter, one defined by Lachlan's vision and leadership style. The impact of his leadership will ripple across the media and political landscapes of the US, Australia, and the UK for years to come. As Lachlan charts his own course, the world watches to see how the next act of the Murdoch saga will unfold. The deal that secured Lachlan's control was both simple and seismic. His siblings, Prudence, Elisabeth and James, agreed to relinquish their voting shares in the family trust, handing Lachlan's sole authority over Fox Corporation and News Corp. In return, each sibling received a staggering $1.1 billion payout. This was more than a business transaction. It was the final act in a bitter succession saga. The deal dismantled the delicate balance of power that had defined the Murdoch family for decades. Lachlan now has the freedom to run the empire without sibling interference. For his siblings, the payout is both compensation and liberation, a golden ticket to pursue their own futures. The billion-dollar handshake ended the uncertainty, clarified the line of succession, and set the Murdoch empire on a decisively right-leaning course. Money, in the end, bought peace and power. The billion-dollar deal was the climax of years of secret family warfare. At the heart was Project Family Harmony, a plan by Rupert and Lachlan to sideline the other siblings and secure Lachlan's control. James, Elisabeth and Prudence saw it as a betrayal, a move to erase their influence and legacy. The plan ignited a fierce internal battle, with each side lawyering up for a high-stakes conflict. Project Family Harmony exposed the deep dysfunction at the heart of the Murdoch dynasty. For the Murdochs, love and loyalty were negotiable. Power was not. The battle set the stage for a public showdown that would force the family's secrets into the open. In the Murdoch world, business and family were inseparable and ruthlessly competitive. The private war over Project Family Harmony exploded into a public courtroom drama, shattering the illusion of unity that the Murdochs had carefully maintained for decades. Suddenly, the world was watching as one of the most powerful families on the planet aired its grievances in front of cameras and reporters. James, Elisabeth and Prudence took on Rupert and Lachlan, fighting not just for their share of the family trust, but for their voices to be heard in the future of the empire. The courtroom became a battleground for old resentments and new ambitions. Leaked documents and internal emails revealed the depth of the family's ideological rifts and personal animosities. The public saw, often for the first time, just how fractured the relationships had become, with betrayals and secret alliances exposed in black and white. The public got a rare look at the real Murdoch family, divided, combative, and unafraid to fight dirty. Every heated exchange and bitter accusation was dissected by the media, fueling endless speculation about the family's future. The spectacle damaged the Murdoch brand, sending shockwaves through boardrooms and newsrooms alike. Rupert and Lachlan faced mounting pressure from shareholders and the public, forcing them to consider a settlement to end the damaging headlines. The siblings didn't win every legal battle, but they exposed the truth and forced a more generous deal. Their willingness to challenge Rupert's authority changed the family dynamic forever, setting a new precedent for how power would be negotiated. The court case was a turning point, proving the siblings wouldn't be pushed aside quietly. Their determination sent a clear message. The next generation would not simply accept the old rules. The $1.1 billion payout became the price of peace, and Lachlan's uncontested rule. It was a staggering sum, but for Rupert, it was the cost of keeping the family business intact and moving forward. The messy public feud was the catalyst for the final resolution of the Murdoch succession crisis, closing one chapter of family drama and opening another in the ongoing saga of power, legacy, and ambition. With Lachlan in command, any hope of Fox News moderating its stance is gone. He is his father's son, conservative, competitive, and committed to the network's right-wing identity. Fox News remains the financial engine and political force of Fox Corporation, now fully aligned with Lachlan's vision. James, the lone liberal voice, is out. The network's pro-Trump, MAGA-friendly stance is more secure than ever. Fox News will continue to shape public opinion and influence elections, catering to its loyal conservative base. With a second Trump administration in the White House, Fox's role as the MAGA movement's media hub is cemented. Lachlan's leadership will also influence News Corp's global portfolio, reinforcing a conservative trajectory across all platforms. The Murdoch media machine, under its new king, is set to remain a dominant force in right-wing politics. Lachlan may have won the throne, but his siblings walked away with victories of their own. The $1.1 billion payout gives Prudence, Elisabeth and James total financial independence from the family business. James can now invest in liberal media and climate causes, directly countering the Murdoch machine. Elisabeth, a successful media executive, gains the capital to build her own empire on her terms. Prudence, always the quietest, is free to live life far from the family spotlight. They traded influence for autonomy, cashing out at a premium and escaping a future of endless conflict. The deal is a win-win. Lachlan gets power. The others get freedom and resources to shape their own destinies. They may have lost the empire, but they gained control over their own futures. Lachlan's control of the Murdoch empire has major implications for American politics. His decisions ripple far beyond boardrooms, shaping the very narratives that millions of Americans consume each day. Nowhere is this more evident than in the relationship between the Murdoch media and Donald Trump, a partnership that has redefined the boundaries between media and political power. As Trump begins his second term, the synergy between the White House and Murdoch's outlets becomes even more pronounced, with each amplifying the other's message. Fox News, in particular, stands as the media centerpiece of the MAGA movement, its broadcasts echoing the priorities and rhetoric of Trump's base. This enduring influence is no accident. It's the result of Lachlan's unwavering support and strategic vision, ensuring Fox remains the go-to platform for conservative voices. The network's alliance with the White House is powerful, creating a feedback loop that shapes public opinion and bolsters the administration's agenda. When controversies erupt or scandals threaten to dominate headlines, Fox News is quick to defend, reframe, or redirect the conversation in ways that benefit Trump and his allies. Take, for example, the public outcry over Epstein-related documents. Calls for transparency are met with carefully crafted narratives. Fox News frames these stories to protect Trump, often downplaying damaging details or shifting focus to political opponents. Yet the Murdoch empire isn't a monolith. Its various outlets sometimes diverge in tone and editorial stance, reflecting internal debates and competing interests. The Wall Street Journal, for example, has maintained a reputation for independent reporting, occasionally publishing critical stories about Trump. Some of these investigations have even drawn lawsuits from Trump himself, highlighting the risks of challenging the movement Fox so often supports. These internal tensions reveal the complexity of Lachlan's media kingdom, where business interests, editorial independence, and political alliances are constantly in flux. Still, the strategic alignment between Fox News and the Trump movement is unmistakable, with both sides benefiting from the partnership. Fox News will remain the dominant voice for the American right, shaping the national conversation and influencing elections for years to come. Lachlan understands that Fox's continued success is deeply tied to the political movement Trump leads, and he's determined to keep the network at the center of it all. The Murdoch-Trump dynamic will continue to define the American media and political landscape, setting the tone for public debate and policy. Under Lachlan's leadership, the network's influence is only set to grow, ensuring the Murdoch legacy remains at the heart of American power. Lachlan's consolidation of power reverberates far beyond the US. The Murdoch empire's reach extends across Australia and the UK, where its media outlets have long shaped political outcomes. With Lachlan at the helm, these assets will continue to champion a conservative, populist ideology. In the UK, Murdoch papers like The Sun and The Times will remain kingmakers, backing right-leaning causes and candidates. In Australia, Lachlan's leadership cements the Murdoch press as a dominant, often climate-skeptic force in national debates. His worldview will shape policy, politics, and public opinion across 3 continents. The succession deal wasn't just a family matter, it redefined the global media and political landscape. Lachlan Murdoch now directs a media machine capable of amplifying his vision worldwide. The war for the Murdoch throne is over. Lachlan is king. The billion-dollar deal was more than a settlement. It was a coronation. His reign marks a new chapter for the Murdoch dynasty, defined by his conservative convictions and strategic vision. Fox News, The Sun, and The Australian will remain bastions of right-wing influence, shaping politics for years to come. Lachlan is now one of the most powerful figures in global media and Western politics. His siblings, freed from family battles, have the wealth and autonomy to forge their own legacies. The saga ends with 2 kinds of victory: Lachlan's power and his siblings' independence. The Murdoch empire is now firmly in the hands of the next generation. The world will be watching as King Lachlan begins his reign, and its impact will echo for decades.